Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is
the Cholo Nerd,
formerly known as MMA Mexican. Why'd you change your name?
I had to change it. People kept asking questions like, "What's Mama Mexican?" And I was like, "Really? Like it's MMA
mixed martial arts, yeah,
Mexican." But it makes more sense.
I think Cholo Nerd is much cooler.
Yeah, it makes more sense because people see me, I look intimidating, and then they meet me and realize I'm the goofiest guy ever. So
there you go.
It makes more sense. You know?
And we're about to show the nerd side right now.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So we just binged 13 episodes of Luke Cage. We survived a Netflix crash.
Oh, it was like the Netflix apocalypse.
Oh man, I think we were crying.
Oh, I was so mad. I almost turned into the Hulk. Almost.
That would have been cool though.
It would have, but
you might have broken my ceiling though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Point is, we made it through. But this is what's going to happen. This is a spoiler review of Season 1 for Luke Cage. So if you're binging through it right now and you're not finished or anything like that, or you're about to watch it and you don't want any spoilers, just hit pause, come back to this video after you've binged it, and then come right back to this point, because from this point forward, we are not going to watch our mouths. This is going to be total spoiler review for Season 1 of Luke Cage. I thought it started off kind of slow.
Very slow to start out. I like the Harlem 70s feel they had to it.
Yeah, that was cool. It had a lot of that really cool Harlem 70s feel. So, it wasn't like the end of the world to me that it was slow, because it was good setup.
Yeah.
And they really got you to feel that environment, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I loved that part of it. As soon as it started, I was like, okay, I didn't really know what to expect other than what you see on the previews. And then I was like, man, because he's such an old character, he came out in the 70s. And so then I was like, all right, I like how they did that, the little 70s music and, that
I did not know he came out in the 70s, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luke Cage.
Sorry. But you come back in the 90s.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was a great movie. Movie, but...
It felt like a movie since we did it all back to back to back.
I really liked the series of it, and I'm definitely looking forward to Season 2.
Yeah. They had a lot of twists and turns in this. So, first off, I liked Luke Cage, and the actor they got to play him, I thought he did a great job. I don't know too much about Luke Cage from the comics, but I really felt like this actor brought this character to life.
Yeah, he was a whole different size. He was a big man, and that was great. You didn't have an actor who's small where they got to do little camera tricks. You could tell this dude's a big dude.
Oh, yeah. So when he walked, he was this big, hulking guy, you just believed it. You're like, yeah, that guy's huge. Powers or not, I'm not messing with him.
Yeah, no, I ain't touching him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the origin story that it took us 4 episodes to get to.
Yes.
But when the rocket, what's his name, Cottonmouth shot the rocket launcher, and that rocket brought down that apartment building, and Luke Cage saved his landlord lady.
Yeah.
The flashbacks there, I didn't know anything about Luke Cage's origin story, and I didn't know how they were going to do that. And I thought they did a good job of really getting the show started, and then in flashbacks giving us his origin. Here he is, this prisoner inmate, and framed, as we find out later, by somebody very specific in his life.
Yes.
But just the way they blackmailed him into fighting and being a fighter for this totally racist, mean, evil guard guy. But all of it was just a test to see if he had the mental and physical capability to be a part of these human experiments they're doing at the Seagate off the ocean in Georgia.
Yeah. And that makes you wonder who else is out there. They did mention a lot of people died,
yes,
in these
they did.
experiments, but who has survived some of these experiments and what happened to them?
Because Luke Cage can't be the only freak accident. And this is the same Marvel Universe Captain America existed in. So they got this to work in the 40s.
Yeah.
They got it to semi-work with the Hulk, and now they got it to work with Luke Cage. So you got to think there's no way he's the only one. Though the show says he's the only one.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they talk more about that in Season 2 because, there's more.
There's got to be more.
And if not, at least, we know there's more people that have, that super strength like him and Captain America, Winter Soldier, so there's more of those guys coming. And it makes me happy because obviously they're going to have to reveal that because it's got to set up the Defenders, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
They keep hinting at that, so...
Oh, yeah. Well, everything's building towards the Defenders. I'm convinced the last shot of the last episode with the Dr. Girl Claire, who has been in all of these shows thus far, I have a feeling that somehow is going to get her connected with Iron Fist.
Yes. I'm hoping it does because she seems to be in, a small part in every one of the series, but this one seems like to be her most the one she's been in the most.
Yeah, other than season 1 of Daredevil, because
Yeah.
she was pretty big in that. Smaller in season 2 of Daredevil, and then a small part in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
So, yeah, I'm liking that.
yeah. So I think that's cool that she's the connecting force, because she was a strong character in season 1 of Daredevil, but when they brought Claire into Luke Cage, she was a super strong character.
Yeah. She even knew how to defend herself now. She's
Yeah.
been in a few squads, so it's like, okay, you know, she
Yeah.
knows how to fight now a little bit.
Well, she gets introduced on the show by somebody stealing her purse, as she chases the guy down and beats the snot out of him and takes her purse back.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, so I just like, this is a great character.
Yeah.
And then what I liked, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I don't care, because it's interesting.
Yeah, it's fun.
The love interest between her and Luke Cage.
At first, I was like, is he going to be dating that cop chick? You know,
Yes,
I'm
I
fine
thought
with
that too. I thought that too.
I was fine with that too. It's like, because she seems like she has a little bit of ability.
Because
She's
they
got
had
this little side.
coffee together
Yes.
in the first episode, and so I just kind of figured there was going to be something there.
Right.
And then it kind of threw me for a loop when it was Claire, but like you, I was like, Claire? Really?
Yeah.
She's going to, kiss Daredevil, now she's going to kiss this guy?
Claire's just all about love.
I guess
she,
so.
She wants to be loved.
And wants to be loved by superheroes. So, at first I was like, oh, this is going to be weird if there's a love interest. But the more they kept building her character in this show, they did more with Claire, like you said, with Luke Cage than they did any other show.
Yeah.
And I just thought, my goodness, I don't know who Luke Cage in the comics ends up with, but I don't care. It should be Claire. I mean, those two, there was something about their chemistry together that when they were doing the love story with them, I liked it.
I liked it too, and it makes me sad because I do know who Luke Cage ends up with, but I won't spoil that one because this is something different. But
that's a comic book spoil, and we're just spoiling Luke Cage.
Yeah,
the TV show.
If you want, you can Google it; it will tell you the whole little origin, whatever. But no, I really liked the chemistry they have.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, I was at the end, I was like rooting for her too. I was like, come on, Claire. Hook up with him.
What was really cool, so they had the Judas bullet, which is a bullet made from the alien tech from the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And so the bullet apparently burrows between things and seashells or hard things like that, which is basically what Luke Cage's skin and body has become, and then explodes inside. So Luke Cage gets majorly injured, and then you just watch Claire hang with him, get him to Georgia, find the original doctor who did the experiment that made Luke Cage, and then she assists the doctor in boiling Luke Cage in acid with saline so they could cut through his skin and pull out all of the shrapnel, which was...
It was torture.
It was an amazing scene.
Man.
I cringed a lot, though, in that scene.
I'm not going to lie. I wanted, French fries or something. Seeing all that deep frying going on, I was like, man, made me, think of desserts and, potatoes and stuff like that. But I was like, dude, you're in oil almost. Dude, you're being fried right now.
Oh, man. And he's screaming. He's passing out. He's going into cardiac arrest. She threw, some electric thing in there to shock him back to life?
Just to wake him back up.
Oh, my gosh. But here's the one thing I didn't like about that scene. That whole scene I thought was masterfully done. And we set up this doctor guy who did these experiments. And now that he knows they work, sets up something sinister for the last episode. He got shot here in the stomach and he got shot here in the shoulder. And then it exploded. So they said there was tons of shrapnel in his stomach, and then 3 or 4 pieces up here. But all they did was take out his shoulder and didn't address the stomach.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of blown away by that.
Yeah, I was shocked in that too, because as she's pulling out the second piece of the 3 that are still in his chest, she's like, we're running out of time. Got it.
Yeah.
We're done. It's there should be more pieces.
Yes, his stomach.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, that was the one part that was kind of weak. For that scene. Something else I liked was how many twists this season took. Cottonmouth, I thought...
Oh my god.
I thought he... first off, he's Remy from House of Cards, and he's brilliant. That's where I got introduced to that actor. I really like that actor, and I thought he did a great job as Cottonmouth in this show.
I liked him. I thought he was going to be the main villain in this.
I did too.
Especially off the previews. I'm like, okay, I like this guy. He's got that gangster side to him. He looks slick, he
I like that shot in the trailer where he's everybody wants the crown, and he's in front of that Biggie picture, and the crown is over his head.
And I love that. I was like, sweet, this guy sounds like he's going to be a great villain, and then gets beat up by his cousin.
Yes, he does. And not just beat up, killed.
Yeah.
By his cousin, what was it, 7 episodes in?
It was about 7 episodes in.
Now, throughout this, they've been building up Diamondback. That Diamondback is kind of the boss hog, kind of the backer of Cottonmouth, and it's somebody that Cottonmouth kind of has to listen to. So we know that no matter what, he wasn't the biggest baddie, But I kind of figured he would be the baddie and then kind
Yeah.
of go off the hinge, and maybe we would get Diamondback and Cottonmouth and whatever else was going on. And then all of a sudden, his cousin, what was her name?
Mariah.
Which,
that's another issue.
Killed him so randomly.
So they used this girl Mariah for this show. She's the councilwoman.
Yeah.
But it's the same actress from Civil War, which
Yes.
threw me off. I'm like, hold up, is this like all a front? Like, was she part of this thing to get like Civil War like going?
I don't know.
Because as soon as I watched it, I was like, she's the girl from Civil War. And I was like, okay. And I watched it yesterday, Civil War, and I was like, it is the same actress. I'm like, what's going on?
So this actress is the actress who at the beginning catches Tony at the elevator and has the picture of her son that went to, what was that country called?
Sokovia.
Thank you. Sokovia, and was crushed by a building. So I didn't catch that. I just thought she looked familiar. It took him coming over and us going through the show and going, oh my gosh, it's the same girl from Civil War. But then we look it up on IMDb, 2 different character names.
Close, though.
Yeah, close.
Mariah, Maria,
Yeah, I know.
Marion or Maria,
Something like that.
Something weird.
But it was close, and it's like, oh man, you should have just tied it in. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're going to use the same actress, it would be really cool to get somebody from the movie in the show.
I agree. Come on, Marvel.
Come on.
You're better than that.
Yes. Other than that, though, she kind of annoyed me a little bit in the beginning, and then she got more and more sinister as she became a bigger and bigger player, and she became like my single greatest frustration, but I mean that in a good way. Like, she became a formidable foe.
Yeah, she was very crazy
Yeah.
towards the end. Like, you can see what messed with her.
So it's funny because I really thought Cottonmouth was our big baddie.
Yeah, me too. I was
then
sold on him.
he gets killed, and then it's Mariah and Shades. I'm not going to lie to you. Shades annoyed me from beginning to end. Not only did Shades look terrible in his shades, I don't know. I didn't like him.
Who wears their sunglasses at night? From day one, like they show him, I was like, I just want to punch this guy already.
Yeah, I know.
He hasn't even said a word yet.
Yeah.
I just want to hit him.
It's like the way he smirks and
Yeah.
his general attitude. I guess that means the actor did a great job, because if that's how they wanted this character portrayed, that actor nailed it. And it wasn't like he was like the worst character in the movie. I'm not saying like he was bad. I'm just saying, like you
This
said.
is demeanor. You just
Yes, the moment he comes on, you want to punch him in the face.
Yeah. And I might.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. No, I do not want to punch him in the face. But no, when he was out there with his glasses, I'm like, he reminds me of that guy who thinks he's the coolest guy in the park, coolest guy in school or whatever, but he's not.
Yeah.
And then the more he went on, you're just like, I hate this guy. I feel like he's really manipulative, and like, so you're like, okay. So he can play 2 sides. He's almost like that double agent type of guy, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, I got your back, dog, but I work for Diamondback. And then he's like, I got your back, but I'm gonna work for Mariah. Like, he's like playing all cards there.
Yeah.
And yeah. And those glasses, I didn't like them.
No, well, they were like 3 sizes too big for his face. Like, the whole time he put them on, I'm like, dude, you don't look sinister. You don't even look cool. You look like a kid wearing glasses too big for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. So he was honestly not my favorite character, but I don't know. I guess if the director was asking him to do that, he executed it perfectly. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a slimebag.
Like you said, like he was like my least favorite character.
Yeah.
But he does, I guess, have some importance. So we're about to find out more about
Yep.
him. And
I guess so.
he better develop like superpowers.
Yeah, he
I
better.
don't remember him.
I don't even.
So.
Well, I don't know. I followed DC as a kid, so I don't even know. So
yeah.
So then we go from this to Diamondback, who now it turns out was always the big baddie.
Yeah.
And I think as a whole, I liked him. I liked the actor who played him. He was really kind of scary.
Yeah. I liked his demeanor.
Yeah.
A lot, because he had that I'm the big bad boss attitude without trying to force it.
He's the guy with the Judas bullet, and he comes in and he shoots Luke Cage. He's the one who shoots him in the stomach, shoots him in his shoulder. And what was interesting and a little frustrating in the beginning was when those two first meet, like there's a history there.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was out of the loop of that history completely. They filled you in on it, which is good. But right at first, I was a little frustrated in their first fight because it wasn't that, oh, there's a history. I can't wait to figure out what it is. It's like, do I need to rewind this? What did I miss? Did I miss a line?
Yeah. I felt like they did that a lot on the show.
Yeah.
You're like, hold up. What's the story about that? Like, they kind of show you a little bit, and then they finally tell you the story. They go back to it. It's like, man, you should have kind of set that up a little earlier.
I think so. Yeah, I agree. But even so, Diamondback was just a really cool character, and the way they brought him in, once you finally got filled in on it, it was really cool because you find out that Luke Cage and Diamondback, what was his name, Willis?
Willis. What you talking about, Willis?
They actually used that line. Yeah. So, like, it just kind of starts with them growing up and that they were best friends. And then you get the reveal that they really were actual brothers. That Luke's dad, who was a preacher, was having coffee with the secretary and...
Not Cuban
coffee. And made a baby, which was Willis. And then 2 years later, Luke Cage was born. And then Willis had daddy issues because the preacher showed his love towards Luke, and Luke's like, what? He showed me no real love. So I don't know. There was just that interesting dynamic there. But in that first time they met and that first fight they had, it was like, wow, there's chemistry here, but where's that coming from? What is going on here?
And that exactly, you're just kind of like, man, you know, this guy really hates him. And then he's like, he was my best friend. And he's like, dude, I'm your brother. And he's like, bah! And he shoots him again. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
You're like, hold up. Like, literally? Or are you just saying because you guys were that close?
Yeah. So it took like an episode or two for us to finally get that.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 episodes or something like that to get to that point to finally officially reveal that.
And, you know, always forward, so I didn't want to keep rewinding backwards because we had 13 episodes to get through to figure out if I missed a line, so I'm glad that they finally filled us in on it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But my biggest disappointment with Diamondback, so at the very end, he gets like an Iron Man super suit, but made by Hammer Tech, which
I hate.
Yes. How is Hammer Tech still around when they closed that down in Iron Man 2?
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out. I was like, so Justin Hammer goes down and his company's still up. Then who's in charge of it? Justin Hammer can't be doing it from prison, right?
No, he can't. I don't think he could do business from prison. I learned that from Arrested Development.
That's true. But I guess he can't rule anything out. Kingpin's still a Kingpin, right?
That's true. So... I don't know. It was interesting to see a lot of the guns and weapons came from Hammer Tech, but my biggest disappointment was that costume from Hammer Tech, where basically Diamondback, or Willis, puts on a super suit, but it just looks like a yellow shirt with a green jacket on top and, you know, cargo pants. It doesn't look like it's a super suit, and one little power thing on the back. So it's supposed to be like, oh, now I can go toe-to-toe with Luke Cage, but it looked so bad to me.
The only question I had is, like, what if Luke punched him in the neck?
Yeah, I know. Like, his neck was open. His face here was open. He could have...
Yeah, that's the only problems I had with it. The suit was hideous.
Yeah, the suit looked pretty bad.
He looked like he was going to drive a Lego car, you know, a little Lego ship or something with that suit. There's some flaws in that. If you got punched in the face, you know, wouldn't he just, like, pretty much be, like, jaw shattered?
Yeah, he'd be down. Like, just punch him in the face. I mean, I don't know. I will say, the costume looked terrible. Luke Cage could have just punched him in the face and it would have been done. But the fight itself was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing about that, too. He is not the fastest fighter in the world. He has the slowest hands I've ever seen in my life. But when he touches you, which he does this a lot, or that.
You're down.
You're done.
You are down.
Yeah, but it's like, oh my gosh, it takes him like an hour to throw a punch.
So I guess he doesn't need to be the fastest fighter. No. But overall, I thought the fight scenes weren't terrible, but there were places where they looked fake and staged because the moves were that slow. Yeah. Whereas you got Daredevil and it's all about, you know, karate and martial arts and fighting, and they move fast. It's like you don't have time to think about it. This one, you're watching each move, and sometimes it looked a little rehearsed.
Yeah, and then I like how Marvel seems to be going with this hallway scenes now for Netflix. Oh,
yeah.
Because the Daredevil had a hallway scene in both seasons.
Both seasons.
Punisher did his in prison, which was like one of my all-time
favorites.
And then he had a hallway scene, but it wasn't as good because it's so much slower, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it had its own epicness to it because his hallway scene, he has the one with the car door, right?
Yeah.
He comes in with the car door, wraps up the guy in the car door, he's getting shot all over the place, and he's just like, what?
Yeah,
bring it. Like, stuff like that was awesome.
How he just kept doing that, like... Because I guess if I had those powers, I would do that too.
Yeah, I think I would too. So in that final episode, he fights Willis. And it's a really short fight. And Willis is done.
Yeah.
And then, so the first half of the last episode was really intense and action-packed. Yeah. But the whole rest of the last episode of the season got really slow.
It's
really slow.
They like started with a bang and then just like, whoop.
Yeah. And really all it was them just slowly wrapping up all the ends, you know?
That part was disappointing to me too, because I thought it was going to end with like another cliffhanger. I mean, they kind of set little things up, but they took a really long time just for all these little events to kind of happen, but it didn't leave you with that cliffhanger where you're like, okay, what's next? You know, it just kind of lets you know like, hey, they're gonna work towards like Luke Cage,
Yeah.
getting him free and all that. But I was hoping they would end with like a bang. You know, I don't like how they ended it.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. I don't like how... I mean, I like that he got to kiss Dr. Claire.
Yes, finally.
Because I really do like Luke Cage and Claire. I just feel like that chemistry was there, and I think that's a strong pairing. It's going to suck for Matt Murdock when he gets to Defenders, because you know there's going to be a tad bit of jealousy there.
Right? He's going to like, what? He won her, but I won her.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, man.
And I did like that it ended with her saying she was going to call her lawyer friend to try to help with Luke's thing. But then Luke's friend... who was Pop's friend. How did we go this whole time and not talk about Pop? We'll do that in a second.
Yeah.
But Pop's friend found the files that Mariah was going to blackmail Luke with. Here's your old lifeless Carl. Lucas, this will show that you were framed. And thankfully, Pop's friend found it and is... I think that's going to help. But, yeah.
Speaking of Pops, I liked him. Like, you could tell he was a guy who lived a bad life, who realized the power and the effect that he had on people.
Yep.
And he was like, you know what? I can do bad or I can do good.
Yeah.
And he totally chose... the other way. He's like, you know what? I'm going to inspire people.
Yes.
And I like he had a little swear jar in there.
Yes,
you know?
that was awesome. The barbershop was Switzerland, and everybody knew it.
Oh,
I loved
dude,
that.
It was great.
Yeah.
So I loved Pop, and I loved how inspirational he was to people, and he'd give you a little motivation speech.
Yeah.
And then when he went down, I was like...
in this second episode...
it was like too soon.
Oh, my gosh. But at the same time, I mean, that's the thing that propels Luke's hero's journey. You know, like that's like the motivation that causes him to step out of the shadows and be the hero.
And speaking of heroes, I love how they keep making the reference, you know, heroes for sale.
Yeah.
I was like...
you have to tell me a little bit about that.
Well, that was just how we came into the comic book series. It was heroes for sale and heroes for purchase, heroes for sale. Like, so they kept referencing that.
Heroes for hire?
Heroes for hire was the original one he came in on in the 70s.
Okay.
So, and then I love how they paid homage to that with the where he comes out of that little facility and he's just like grabs some clothes from the clothes hanger and he's wearing the 70s. He's got the little band on and the things. And he's like, you look ridiculous. And I was like,
that was a great scene.
I love how they did that. They brought back the original Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So that part was great. And then with that, though, you know, obviously like how we talked about, they're going to set up the Defenders and stuff like that. And I don't know how that one's going to play out because they're going to go, it looks like, with just the 4 members, but you're missing like one of the main Defenders, Doctor Strange. It's like...
he's one of them?
He's one of them. He's like one of the main guys. Like, it's like, how are you not going to have Doctor Strange in there?
Yeah.
I mean, we know the actor, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch, he's just like, he'll do anything.
He's not too big for TV. He does Sherlock.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's get him in as part of the Defenders. That would be amazing.
Yeah, they need to add a 5th member.
Yeah.
Or a 6th, which was Bruce Banner. But we won't go there, you know, because he broke Harlem, so.
Yeah, there we go. Yes. So, in the end, like, what letter grade would you give this show, this season overall?
I would give it a B, just a straight B. I mean, it was slow. Luke Cage clearly can't run.
Yeah.
And his hand speed is really slow, you know. The action scenes were okay, but I loved how strong he was, and I loved the way it was written. I loved the vibes of it.
Yeah, like that overall was really good.
Yeah, so I give it a B. It wasn't as great as Daredevil. Daredevil still an
that's
A+
my favorite.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Daredevil's the A+. I've had to think about it, but I think I'm going to give it the same grade you gave it, a B. Just because, like, I get why it was slow-paced. It was good storytelling. It was good building the vibe and all that. But they still could have picked it up just a little more. And then the season finale, to have it like that, where the first half is super exciting, and the second half, the ending of it was really slow, that just felt a little weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then again, some of the fighting, it looked staged because it was slow. But even that, like, to see him pick somebody up and throw them and they go flying across the room,
that was
nobody
awesome.
Can deny the sheer awesomeness of it.
Yeah.
But I did like this way better than Jessica Jones.
I did too. Jessica Jones, I only like the villain.
Yeah, the villain was the best part.
I mean, I like the actress, Kristen Ritter.
Oh, yeah, she did great.
She's great, but it just something that didn't catch my attention too much. I was really stoked for it.
Yeah.
And it just kind of let me down, and I'm surprised they didn't have her in this.
Yeah.
Not one, like, little scene. Like, even her, like, walking by, like, hey, you know, nothing.
Nothing.
What the heck? She could have definitely helped beat the villain, you know?
She could have. With her super strength,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And then Iron Fist, like, that teaser for that looks really good. And the Defenders. I'm looking forward to finally seeing all these guys together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully Matt Murdock doesn't get too sad that he's the one with the least amount of power. Although
hey, look at
he
Batman.
has his own strengths as well.
See, Batman's not worried about it when he's on the Justice League. Matt Murdock, he ain't gonna worry about it. He can take them all down. He's the Batman of
right?
that
He
group.
could take them down with the law.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. So if you watched the first season of Luke Cage, what letter grade would you give it? What did you think of that first season? Make sure to let us know in the comments. Also, I want to let you know, Monday at 3, going to be doing even more, 3 California time, by the way, going to be doing even more superhero talk. A mutual friend of ours, Jared, who has never been on Durbania before, but Jared is going to be sitting right here in this chair, and we're going to talk the Arrowverse. Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl, since she's now coming to the CW. We're going to be talking about our woes from seasons past and our favorite moments from seasons past and our excitement and hopes for the new seasons that are airing for all these shows. So
that's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. So Monday, 3 o'clock, California time. So hit that subscribe button. I'm Durbin.
I'm the Cholo Nerd.
Thanks for checking out Durbania.